We're gonna tell you how we're making this movie, because how the heck are we making a movie?
How the heck are we making a movie?
Hey guys, so welcome to our Making a Movie Part 3. We wanted to sit down and chat with you for a minute for this one because how the heck are we making a movie?
How? Why? On what grounds?
Yeah, between the fact that we've never made a movie before.
No, not even a short film.
Nothing. That mixed in with COVID and just where are we getting these resources and just different things like that that I would be curious about. So we thought we'd sit down and share some of that with you.
So obviously we ourselves, just the two of us with no help, could not do this. We actually have a lot of help. Our biggest resource is the school.
Karlin works as a theater teacher at a high school here called the community school.
It's a project-based high school, and I actually graduated from that school. And then when I moved back 3-ish years ago, they offered me the job. And since then, we've always done stage productions, drama teacher. And now they're letting us take on this crazy project because of the pandemic.
Yeah, so I don't think that this would have ever been an opportunity, typically in a high school especially, but because of the pandemic, we had to get creative with how theater could go on, how these students could still learn, and so a movie seemed like the way.
Yeah, and the community school is the right place. They are always really open to new ideas. That's one of the best things about the school. And the students are incredible and flexible, and the principal, she's always been willing to take chances on me, and this is no exception to that.
Yeah, so I actually moved here partway through this process. Karlin had already cast the show and started working with these kids. It was her class, but then the school brought me on as a producer.
So the show we're doing is my personal favorite play, and it's the first play I ever taught to my students years ago, and it's called You Can't Take It With You, and it's a Pulitzer Prize winner. It's
based in the 1930s. It's about a quirky family who has all different hobbies, from silly dancing to making fireworks and creating new candies every day. It's about one of the daughters falling in love and kind of how her soon-to-be fiance comes into the home and gets to know this crazy little family.
Yeah, his uptight family shows up for dinner on the wrong night, and chaos ensues, and it's brilliant and it's hilarious, and it's got really great themes of family and really great themes on the world that I think are still relevant today.
We found it really lends itself to us getting to play with different ways of shooting scenes and really just try out different methods, since this is our first movie, to kind of just try everything.
Try it, yeah.
So that's been really fun. Another resource that we've gained through the school, we've talked about him before, but the school hired a film professor from a university in town to come teach a film class at the high school, and we
completely separate from us.
Yes,
originally.
But we ended up talking with the principal and talking with him. His name is Clement, and being able to collaborate with him in such an amazing way where his students get to learn from practicing on our set, and we get to learn so much from him.
He's kind of acting as like a mentor, tutor to us in like the actual filming of this.
Yeah, so it's fully our project within the school, but he comes in about twice a week for his class, and we chat with him and we learn from him, we ask his advice, and the kids are able to learn from that as well. And so that has been really, really great. And that's actually how we have a lot of the equipment that we have at the school as well, because the school beforehand was not prepared to film a movie. They had never done that before, surprise. And with Clement and this film class, they have gained a lot more film equipment that we have access to.
Yeah.
So that has upgraded this project tenfold.
Yeah, completely changed it. If it weren't for him and for this equipment, we'd be using this little camera and one broken ring light to do this whole thing, and that is just simply not the case anymore.
Yeah, and we've learned how to use the equipment too.
Yeah, he's really great at teaching us that stuff. So when it comes to like all of our props and set pieces, those are kind of from all over the place. In the first week or so of us building the set, We spent a lot of time just shopping around the school. There was no one there because students really weren't back in class at that point. We got in right before then, so we really just ransacked the place, not gonna lie.
Karlin is connected with a lot of theaters in town as well, so we were able to use some of their supply of set pieces and costumes, things like that.
Yeah, Spokane Civic Theater, they had done the show before, so they had a lot of the like specific things, and then a theater called Tack of the Lake, which I'm on the board for, just was great in filling the holes. And also my parents' house and our house.
It's a home. You know, this show is based in a home, and sure, it's in the 1930s, but you know, only so much has changed.
People have stuff all the time.
That leaves us with the actual set, which we were really so lucky to have one of the teachers at the high school be willing and able to help us build the set, because we have some big old walls that Karlin and I were not prepared to build ourselves.
Nope.
We did paint them, we did decorate them, we did, you know,
design them. We designed the set.
Yeah, but we had a really great teacher help us out in actually constructing it, so that was great.
Yeah, in constructing the set, we didn't have a ton of student help, but we had some. I have 2 little siblings who are in the show, and they were the set team, so they were there all the time painting and stuff with us.
To have her siblings be there and help with the set even before students were really allowed back at the school. They were allowed to be there, but not in classes.
Classes weren't happening at the school.
Yeah, and now classes are happening, and they are limited, and everybody's masked and safe, but there are kids at the school.
Yeah, it's like half the kids go one day and half the kids go another day.
Yeah, so what we've been able to do, this also very much lends itself to this being a movie and not a play, is we cannot have the whole cast there at one time, especially not on screen unmasked. And so we have 1 to 2 actors a day, and everybody's wearing masks until we hit record for the scene, and even then, anyone not on screen is more than 6 feet away, 10 plus feet away.
We got like a big 10-foot cord for our little monitor that attaches to the camera, so we can be as far back as we can safely be.
So that has worked out pretty well.
So far, no COVID.
yeah, absolutely. And the kids do, and us, we have to check in every single day at the school, make sure we have no symptoms, all that. So the school is very safe about it, and then on top of that, we are following every protocol that we have been given.
When we have 2 students together on screen, it's pretty much the same 2 every time.
Yeah, there's a lot of married couples in this movie, in this show, and so a lot of times it's the married couple and that's the pair, and so we work mostly with them at a time. It's a lot of filming half of a scene one day and then a week later maybe filming the other half of a conversation.
Yeah, but even with this show, the way that it is, like, there's so many characters and they all live in this house and the whole thing takes place in one room, so sometimes there are like 8 different people in one conversation and we're only able to get one side of that a day.
Yeah, so we're learning a lot from that as well, and I think the students are learning a lot about reacting and responding even when you don't have someone there giving you, like, we might read the line but they don't have someone really like acting with them.
And another thing is that for stage actors, it's not all there necessarily in rehearsal, and then the audience comes and all of a sudden they're there and they're confident and they're on it. So some of my students, it's been interesting, you know, dealing with the audience is here every day. The audience is this little camera, and you can't
save it for the big performance.
You have to bring it every day. And they've been doing that. They've been stepping up a lot, which is really awesome. I'm very proud of them.
It's a lot to keep track of, but I think that we are getting in a flow.
So we've been filming, we're wrapping up our first month of filming, and it's taken us this whole month to get through the first act, but I think in April I feel like we are really about to hit our stride, and we've upped the ante for ourselves with our upcoming schedule. We're trying to do 2 acts next month with spring break happening that month, so it's ambitious, but we can do it.
Yeah, we spent so much of the first couple weeks just figuring out how to do it at all, figuring out our equipment and our lighting, and really just what works on this set, where we can really make a shot happen without exposing that it's just plywood.
And one actor at a time. And
yeah, so I think that, you know, practice makes you better, and
also getting the actors comfortable. It used to be, I think every day we'd walk in and it was like, what the hell are we gonna do?
Yeah, and I feel like today even, like, I lit a shot and we never even talked about it, and it just was lit. Like, you know, and it wasn't even one that was fully marked. We had kind of done a similar shot before, but like, it's becoming instinctual. I think we understand what's happening and our actors understand what's happening a lot better now, and so that's really gonna help us just speed everything along as we move forward.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be absolutely bonkers. It's been bonkers, but I think it's gonna be even more. But I think we're ready.
Yeah, I'm excited. Honestly, like, I think it's gonna be so fun to be able to, like, okay, now this, and just move through it without needing to think so hard about every single step. I'm sure that there's a lot in this process that we have not covered just because it's all kind of happening in a whirlwind, and
It's our whole life.
yeah, honestly. There is some weird lighting happening from the window right now. Ooh.
Looky.
But yes, please comment or send us a message or comment on Instagram, wherever you find us. We'd love to hear your questions and we will answer them.
Yeah, sit down and chat with you again. I'm also sure that we will find more things as we move forward in this process and things start to change.
Give us a like,
Comment,
and subscribe.
and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
I feel like I have like just a little alfalfa.
Well, alfalfa. You do gotta have the alfalfa.